It's a new era.
A new day.
It's just a new day. Yes, it is. It's the coffee shop era. What's going on, EC?
Got my eye almost like I opened it up.
Eddie's losing an eye. I can barely talk. It's a rough week. So I think I did a pretty disaster vehicle this week with like dog hair, and there was like questionable, brown stains. It could be dog food, could be other brown stains, and after that I'm messed up. I don't know what has happened.
But you're sick every 5 days. You have a disease.
Every 5 days, something comes through.
You're immune to anthrax, taxes, and any new law that's out. But hey, we got big news. Let's talk about What's big. We have garage therapy restock. It's on its way. I'm talking about we brought back everything, and we have a lot of it. So everything that's sold out, which I think is almost everything, it will be back in stock. And then we're launching garage therapy. Stay tuned to that. We have something big that Maz and I, Jamie, Johnny, we're working on something pretty big, and that's going to be its own thing coming around the corner. With that restock, we do have the new trim dropping, so I'm stoked about that. And then, yes, I'm gonna answer the question here. Yes, it's coming to Canada. Yes, we got Gallant. Me and Maz are working on it. After we're gonna whole bunch. Listen, we're gonna have it all. Okay, you're like, is it coming this restock? Not the gallons, but right after. So get Decon shampoo, wheel shampoo, get snow foam, all that jazz. So I'm excited about all that we're doing together. Should be pretty great. But I wanted to announce that up front.
And you know what else is going on? It's Christmas in July. Did you know that? You know it's Christmas in July? So we recorded a good intro the other day, yesterday for our little commercial, but apparently screen recording doesn't record sound, so that was a flop. So I
the one you and I did?
Out. But yeah, I had to edit us out the video. But yeah, put the hat back on. My file's too big. Come on now. Anyway, Christmas in July. It's 20% off. We had a good skit on Facebook, IG, all the good stuff. Go check it out. All your favorite brands.
I have been practicing my English.
Bro, they are ready for Snow Foam V2.
Oh, I know. Angel, look, it's coming. And then we got 5 liters coming. It's coming. So it's coming.
Snow
and
Foam
it's going to be a big ordeal. It's going to be a big ordeal.
Yeah, we'll do a whole shebang.
Do I look like Harry Potter's cousin, Miko?
Yeah, you look like we're ready to do some Expecto Patronum.
Can we split
it? Can we split at the coffee shop, get you a butter beer?
Can we split the difference, mate?
All right. Now that we've done our horrible British impersonations, let's get some real UK gentlemen on here. And one's going to watch a car. One's going to talk about soap. Let's get Maz on first. Let's talk to Maz. All right. Let's talk to Daddy Maz.
Hello, mate.
How's it going? What's your best American impression? How do we sound to you, Maz?
I like the way Eddie says my name, Maz or Mario.
But your first name is Mario, right?
Yeah.
Mario?
Yeah. Oh, Marios.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
How do you not know it?
Awesome.
Oh my gosh, you suck.
I barely know anybody.
Remove him from chat. He sucks, right? He doesn't belong here anymore. He's trash. This guy. How do you not know his name? His name's Mario. Mario. He's Greek.
Is Johnny Luigi? What's going on here? Is that Greek? Mario's Greek?
Yeah, I'm Greek.
Italian.
Well, born in the UK, but both parents are Greek. Cypriot, actually, to be exact.
All of oregano. I'll try it for you.
No, Hey, Maz, let me ask you a question. You don't get sick often, right? You don't get colds and things of that nature because you guys get brutal weather. So you've been immune to like hot, cold your whole life.
People need their soap, so we can't get sick.
Can't get sick. This guy? Right. This guy right here? Look, he was sick 2 weeks ago. He is sick today. He was sick a month ago. Like he's had every disease under the sun.
This was just sinuses though. So.
The way I was brought up, I'm thinking similar to you guys, where my dad, from the age of, I think I was 4 or 5 years old, he was waking me up every Saturday, 4:30 in the morning. Like there's no time for play with your friends or play soccer, right? Or soccer,
not football, soccer,
or baseball or rounders, as we call it in the UK. It was go to work. whether you're sick or not, you're coming with me. And then not only that, on the Sunday, he would wake me up at, he gave me a lie-in. Instead of 4 o'clock in the morning or 4:30, it'll be 6 o'clock. He'll wake me up. And I have to go down to the Costco or wherever he was taking me to help him out. So that was my upbringing.
I one time I told my dad, "Hey, can I sleep in?" You ever been whooped out of sleep?
Yes.
Maz, you ever got
woke
your
up
ass
catching
whooped out of
hands?
sleep? Like, I remember I was dreaming Taco Bell because we didn't eat out a lot growing up, right? I remember I had said something. I think I might have said it disrespectfully. I cannot remember, but I do remember getting whooped out of sleep. I woke up like this. Like, did I just get beat down in my sleep? I'm like, Lord, give me a second to respond, cuz.
Yeah, back when Taco Bell was a luxury. Remember those days? That's when you valued McDonald's chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Now these kids don't appreciate it. They just think they get it every meal.
All right, bro.
Shake
We
my
got
head.
Maz
All right,
here.
let's check on Johnny now. Let's get him. Hey, you there? He's there.
How you doing, boys?
He's ready, Captain. What's going on?
Back? We're all good, mate. We're all good. We're just out here with just my my regular essentials that I use for a bit of car cleaning. As you can see, welcome to Johnny Shield Detailing HQ. This is not much, but it's my heaven. It's my detailing heaven. So, how you guys doing? You well?
Doing good. We were talking about Johnny's setup before the podcast, and we absolutely love it. But there's no way you can get away with this in America. I feel like you get. I don't know how he got. The UK is just built different. Johnny's just down an alley, got a full setup. It's an amazing thing.
Listen, while you guys chat about the first thing, I think it is obviously this time of year in the UK, we're obviously using citrus is obviously going a little bit to the side for this summer. So at the moment, pre-washing, we're using snow foam in many, many different ways, which I want to talk about today to show you a little bit more about that. So snow foam, especially in your hotter climates in America, and if you've got your colder climates in America still, then you need your citrus in this. So pay attention because you might need all three. And don't forget, Decon is king. So I'm just going to set up. I'm just going to get this car up with some ramps. I say ramps, rim mats. So I'm going to put them on the rim mats. You discuss the topics and let's get this Porsche ready for action. Yeah.
I just got my rim mats in. Hey, did you get yours in?
I ain't get shit.
You ain't.
All right.
Pocatella has the slowest mail service.
Here's what I got. I want everyone in chat to know that while he's getting set up, I'm going to answer this question now so you don't have to ask it again. I promise. There's a huge GT restock coming. Huge. Then we got gallons coming after that. Then we're going to Canada at the same time. And then we're going to Amazon. Right, Maz? We're going to Amazon at the same time. So GT is getting launched because, it's getting launched. Coming soon. So I answered that question. Are gallons coming? Yes. They
are coming. 100%. Without doubt.
Oh, and that new trim product is on that container. That's what took so long because I didn't know how to pay him. So that's my fault. All right.
Yeah, we can't have you not ship the new product over.
How long does it normally take, Eddie, from UK to the States?
What we're learning is 20 days, and then custom takes 3, and then after it goes to custom, it comes to Chicago. They unload everything, so it's a total of 26, 27 days. So it should be here like the middle,
30 days.
Like August 10th is what I'm assuming.
And sometimes
UK to Japan is basically 3 months.
Dang. Well, better than that. That's good at least.
So 26 days is good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes customs will keep it an extra couple of days, but anyway, Johnny, you got the rim mats on. What them rim mats doing for you? Lifting it up a little bit so you get some good, better cleaning on them tires, or what?
So the biggest thing for rim mats in the UK, over here in the UK, we have a lot of gravel driveways. So there's a lot of stones, a lot of gravel. When you're pressure washing wheels, normally a lot of high-end, upper-class people have gravel driveways. So normally those cars, you've got to be careful with, obviously, splashing stones everywhere, and obviously digging holes with the pressure washer. And obviously also, one of the biggest problems you've got that rim mats have solved is obviously when you're dressing tyres. So obviously, when you've got a little bit of elevation, you've just got about an inch of gap now, a little bit of inch of clearance, which means when you're dressing tires, you can get underneath it, and just everything's off the floor, so it's just not touching the floor, which is great. So you don't get any dirt on your things. So their slogan for rim mats is because grit happens, and so I've got a very uneven floor over here, so having a bit more of a level surface, and also the benefit is when you've got one of these rim mats, they have little guard protectors at the front. So instead of having a set of these, you don't really need them. I've got them at the front, so they work really, really well. So it just saves life a lot easier. So you get almost like a 2-for-1, and so they're really cool. So they're helpful for what we want them for. And obviously, when it comes to garage therapy, premium product, right? So you've got to have the premium tools to go with it.
Yep. Now I love all the accessories. Anyway, so we're just talking pre-washes today. Like you said, citrus might not get used today. It's more of a winter type of system. So let's walk through the soaps that we could possibly use today and the difference between winter washing, summer washing, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Go on, Maz. Off you go.
Over to Maz. Make it big.
Where to start? So we effectively have 3 detergents in the range. Decon, as Johnny said, is king. The reason why Decon exists is because it's Thor's hammer, as Eddie would call it, does everything. We've talked about this before. It can be your pre-washing a pump sprayer or a normal sprayer. You can snow foam it on. You can use it in a bucket. You can use it to clean tires, wheel wells, alloy wheels, you name it. For the exterior of the vehicle, you can use it to clean. And it's what we call our process accelerator. So if you were just to have one detergent from Garage Therapy, in my opinion, it would be Decon shampoo, because it's highly concentrated, it's incredibly powerful, it's safe when you use it correctly, as with any chemical, and it's highly dilutable. So because it's highly dilutable, it means you can have one product, lots of different dilutions, and you can do lots of different things without complicating your process, etc., etc. So that gives you your overall cleaning power and what we would classify as your emulsification power, because it's it degreases really well. The next chemical in the lineup we have is citrus. The reason why citrus exists is not because Decon doesn't do everything really well. No, because one, it's a slightly lower price point, which for some mobile detailers, that's really beneficial. 2, it is great at breaking down mold and enzymes on the exterior of the vehicle and the interior as well. It can be used a lot more like an overall APC. So, like I said, you can use it exterior and interior at the right dilutions. Another reason is because it's a delimonene product. Delimonene is a natural solvent, and that then gives you solvency power. So that can tackle different types of dirt in warm climates or warm climates or cold climates. And it gives you another option at a different price point to do your cleaning. Another reason that citrus exists is it does have slightly different chemistry, or quite a bit different chemistry than Decon shampoo, but it contains sugar-based surfactants. Now, sugar-based surfactants are really good at breaking down dirt because it attacks the static cling between the dirt molecules, and it also really helps break down bugs and things of that nature. So again, it gives you another dimension in your different climates you have all around the US. It does it all. And as a foam, it actually foams much. It will foam more than Decon shampoo, and it will dwell a lot longer than Decon shampoo does. And because it's not as powerful, it's more versatile in that respect. The final detergent that we have is snow foam. Snow foam is another incredibly powerful product. As with all our products, they're all very powerful. And it's your more maintenance product. However, as we will talk about later on, is you can use it through different methods. So you can use it in a pump sprayer as well, but you can obviously also foam it on. And it's what I always fall back to when I'm maintaining my coating, because it's such a powerful product anyway. I don't need to use the more expensive Decon shampoo every single time I clean my car. I just use the snow foam. If I go to my quarterly cleaning, and then I'll bust out all the other chemicals. So that, as a summary, is the 3 detergents.
So, question for you. Why we go back to Johnny, and then we'll do this. I'm starting off. I have my own shop. I currently use a traffic film remover. I use a soap or snow foam. Right? Remember, we're Americans. We wash like we wash like we eat. We just don't give a crap, right? We just put stuff on the paint. And then we have a bucket soap. Walk me through, me as a user. I look at your total line. To start off, what would you say? Hey, get this to save time on your process. What would be the 2 products from my wash process? Say I wash a lot. I do a lot. What would be the products you want me to get for the daily stuff?
I would say Decon is king.
Okay.
So there's no reason why you can't use Decon for everything. You just have it as a shop owner. You would have it at 3 or 4 different dilution ratios. I'll just give some examples. I would have it maybe 1:10 or 1:20 in a pump sprayer, a large pump sprayer. So when the vehicle comes in, you can quickly spray it up and pre-wash it very quickly. I would have a 1:10 in a trigger sprayer, so I can do tires and alloy wheels. And I would also have it maybe at a 1:10 or 1:20 dilution in your snow foam cannon if you're going to snow foam cars. And then that covers 99% of your, 95% of your exterior cleaning, putting aside tar and iron.
All right, and then one. And Johnny, we're gonna go right to you right now. I'm gonna get 2 questions answered as we go. Make this organic, and we'll head to you. What dilution do you recommend for using citrus in interior? I wouldn't use a citrus for an interior, but Maz, what are you saying?
What? Okay. Well, I'm gonna question your thinking. Why wouldn't you use?
Because you have an interior cleaner that you created that's dilutable.
Good answer. You're employed. You've got the job.
Use the designated cleaner.
No, for me, it's like anything with laminate could like ruin plastics, in my opinion.
Yeah. So,
ABC,
no, not necessarily. So, you have to dilute things properly, right? When you have really powerful chemicals, and you have the ability to dilute them at various different dilutions, you have to pick the dilutions appropriate for the vehicle. So if you're cleaning your like a builder's truck or van, right, you would probably use a slightly stronger mix because the interior substrates in those vehicles are just hard plastics, let's say, and cheap vinyl, right? Now, I'm not saying use it so powerful that it's delaminating surfaces and bleaching stuff and things like that. I mean, you'd have to be really stupid to dilute it that strong to do that. But you're right, Eddie. You have an interior cleaner, and the interior cleaner is powerful in itself, and the interior cleaner leaves surfaces effectively residue free. So it's a good answer. I mean, what I would say as well is another advantage of using our citrus in an interior at the right dilution is that it kills enzymes, because of the limonene in itself will kill enzymes. So if you have any mold spores or anything of that nature, then that's a great product to use.
Yeah, so for real bad cars, has a little mold growing on it. Maybe a work truck comes in, has a little grease on the interior. That delaminine is gonna tear that up.
But this is what I see a lot: is don't use all-purpose cleaners, citruses on leather. You just don't need to use it on leather. You know, unless it's got mold in it or something really bad, there's no reason to use non-designated products for those substrates. I mean, this is
nice.
I think we forget, right? This is detailing, and the whole point of the word, the clue is in the name, right? Details. So if you're using the wrong products for the wrong jobs and the wrong substrates, then you only have
how detailed are you?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yep. I like it. All right, Johnny, where are we at in this wash process? What you got going on?
So we've just pre-sprayed. You can hear me all right though, right? Just making sure I've got a good connecting. You can hear me all right, yeah?
Yep.
Good. So we've just, when it comes to alloy wheels, for me, obviously wheel shampoo are great as a great agitator and great in your bucket. But obviously one of the things is Decon is king, right? So someone who's running a business and you're out here and you've got to go mobile, there's only so much room you've got in your van for a lot of products, right? And so a lot of the GT professionals I speak to also say Decon is king because they can carry one product to do everything. And now there's going to be a lot of kickback on that because people don't believe that one product can do everything. But the reason why Decon shampoo is a Decon shampoo is because it can be used in a bucket. And that's why, is it an APC? Is it an MPC? No, multi-purpose cleaner or all-purpose cleaner? Because it's used in a bucket, it gets its name shampoo. And this is the thing about Decon shampoo that people get a little bit misinterpreted. Just because it says it removes last stage protection, hanging on protection, basically the protection that's dead that it will remove. A lot of people get scared of it, worrying about it, using it on its waxes and using it as a product. But when you're using it in a professional setting, when I say professional setting, doesn't matter if you're a professional consumer. When you're using it and you're a professional, you'll tend to understand the chemistry a lot more and know how safe it is. It will actually do a lot of cleaning, a lot of processing, accelerating for you, so you can actually get around the car quicker. So you can use it to do tires, you can use it to do wheels, you can use it to do the pre-spray on the vehicle. You can even double tap with it. And I know you guys in America love a good old double tap, meaning basically you can spray this on at 1 to 10, and then you can obviously snow foam over the top, which is going to be great. And that's because it's more compatible. One of the questions I got this week from another customer was, he uses Decon shampoo over the top of citrus, and it just doesn't really work like that. It doesn't really make sense. If you're going to use Decon, use it to its full capacity. Now, we know that Decon's used in its general setting. It's used to accelerate the decontamination process, meaning breaking down dirt on rubber seals, breaking down dirt. It's a high alkaline product that's obviously going to help you get dirt off the car quicker and break this stuff down. And so that's why this product is in the 0 range. And the situation with garage therapy is, which is what they've done really well, is create a system. And the system is 0. Then you've got 1 for maintenance, 2 for your traditional sort of protection, which is waxes, sealants, and those kind of things. Then you've got the 3, which is your ceramic coatings. And so they've labeled it a lot easier for you with color coding, pH levels. Obviously, you can see that there's a slight purpleness to this, so understand the alkalinity to it. And so this helps you get a bit more of a knowledge when it comes to the pre-wash process. Now, I can't tell you where you are in the world and tell you what sort of things you've got to set up, but I can only tell you what I've got behind me today. And I've got a vehicle that doesn't get washed that often, if I'm honest. Who would have a GT3 and not washing that often? It means I would be out here every day washing it. But the point is it's got, this time of year, we had quite a dry process in this summer. We've had a little bit of rain today, so there's a little bit of, going to be some horrible oily stuff that's been going to be kicked up that hasn't been washed away in the rain for a while. There's going to be some dust on there. There's going to be all sorts of stuff. So for me, it's not got a lot of protection on this vehicle already. I've had the consultation with the customer. So using Decon to break stuff down is going to make life a lot easier, because if I was to go with the citrus or go with the snow foam, the citrus would do a good job, but the snow foam probably might need a little bit more because it's going to be safer for protection because it's in the maintenance range. And so I would want a little bit of something to give me a better pre-wash, because the objectivity of pre-washing is to remove dirt particles off the vehicle so that when you go into your contact process, the mechanical side of washing, you're going to have less breakdown, basically. You have less marring or less scratching, or you're trying to reduce the amount of scratching you're doing. So that's why the 2-bucket method was invented in the first place, is because pre-washing maybe 10, 15 years ago was a bit of a lackluster thing. It was more about using 2 buckets to dunk in 1 bucket with shampoo and in a rinse bucket, and then hopefully try and manage the contamination you're doing.
Yeah.
Fast forward to 2025 now, we've got some fantastic arms race in chemical warfare when it comes to all the brands out there creating amazing chemicals, just like garage therapy, to actually pre-wash the vehicle to help you minimize and hopefully be even safer for your protection. So they work hand in hand. So whatever protection you're using, if you're using the garage forever system, whether it be Sigma, whether it be CS, whether it be their coatings, then you're going to have a great system there to hopefully, to basically keep the protection of the vehicle for longer. But I just want to iterate with Decon Shampoo here. It is a Thor's hammer if you use it a really strong dilution ratio, but actually for ceramic coated vehicles and for other vehicles, it actually works really, really well, and it doesn't degrade it as much as you think. It will degrade when you pre-wash with Decon Shampoo. It will degrade if you did it over 150 washes.
Any hot alkaline soap will degrade, right, Johnny? So it's not. They just have to understand that you won't use it you don't need it for a basic maintenance wash.
So with coatings,
over 150 washes.
Yeah, sorry, Johnny. With coatings, they typically have a chemical resistant range of, let's say, 2 to 12. Some
if they don't suck.
More if they don't suck. Resilient coatings up to pH 13. I've seen some be fine with pH 14. It just depends on the quality of the coating. Now, are we saying that over the let's say a 5-year coating, over that period, if you use Decon every single week, will it degrade it? No, it shouldn't degrade it. But then it comes down to how well you've prepped the vehicle before you applied your ceramic coating, how well you've leveled the coating, the densification process of the coating that you've applied, your removal method. There's lots. Coatings is a whole different topic we can talk about on another day. The short answer is no. Decon won't damage your coating. Good coatings are highly chemical resistant. It won't damage it. In fact, what it will do is, because it's deep cleaning the coating, it will actually help it stay better for longer. Now, that doesn't mean you should use it every single week, because there's other substrates on the vehicle. So with any detergent, any high alkaline detergent, it doesn't matter whether it's garage therapy or not, you always need to be mindful of the other substrates on the vehicle, the plastics, the rubbers, metal trims, etc. So there's 2 modes to detailing. You've got your decontamination mode, and then you've got your maintenance cleaning, and more often than not, you should be in your maintenance cleaning mode.
And then for this question for Johnny and you, just so we have it, since he's right now pre-spraying the whole car, I'm assuming that's 10-1, Johnny, on your end. The chat wants to know, Johnny, would you ever do nitrous and snow foam over it, or just Decon over itself? Like, do you ever have to mix Decon with something else? As I'm assuming this question is being read.
Yeah, that's a great question, by the way. It's a great question. So, because of the dirt I'm trying to remove, so it all works back through the consultation of the vehicle, right? So you've done your you've done your eyesight check, you've had a look at the vehicle to see, you've asked the customer, when was it last washed, blah 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 blah. So when it comes to making those decisions of what you would use, I would say in this setting, with the dry conditions we've had, the dirt's not really that bad. It's only washed like Decon at 1 to 10 spraying on like that. Once I rinse off this product, I'm very good to go in with probably a snow foam over the top if I wanted to, as a drag anything off the vehicle. I can downgrade that, but if I wanted to, yes, I could absolutely use Decon. If I was going through my Decon process to strip off and start the mechanical process of decontamination, then yes, I could use that in a snow foam cannon, preferably a one that works really, really well with the chemicals, so that it doesn't obviously go too thick and it actually drags the dirt off the vehicle, and then obviously move it into my contact wash. You
said something profound, Johnny. Can I ask you a question about what you just said? Because we're going to get those questions, right? So you said preferably a snow foam cannon that doesn't make it too thick, and I think this is good to ask this here for Maz and Johnny. We have the I want it thick, but it doesn't stick. What do you want to use for garage therapy products? What's the consistency of the liquid hitting the panel that you want to see to get the most out of the product?
You want the foam to,
when I look at something working really well, I always refer to it as
Go on, Jonny.
Go on, Maz, jump in.
No, go, mate. Go.
No, go on, jump. So
Johnny's on delay, everybody.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
What I was going to say is what I look for
when I'm using
applying a snow
shampoo
foam,
or when I'm using a snow foam cannon. Always...
Johnny, there's a delay.
So I'll just go.
Maz,
I'll just go. Yeah. Right. What I look for when I'm snow foaming is you want the foam to look more wet, i.e., like shiny when you apply it, rather than thick and non-shiny. So the things that I look for is how fast is the foam running off the surface. I want it to be a slow runoff. That tells me that the foam is actually clinging onto the surface. I don't want to see large parts of it clumping off in sections. And you want the foam to be a wet foam. And what I mean by that is that when you go to when it's over aerated or over foamed, the foam dries out. So it takes a lot longer for that foam to pop and wet the panel. But by the time it does that, it's already dragged off the surface. So you're getting less contact with the actual liquid on the surface when the foam is really thick. So that's why you're looking for that wet, glossy type foam when you apply it, and a slow runoff.
That wet blanket.
Correct. Now, we say that you don't really want to leave. See, we're quite firm on this. I personally don't like to see foam be on the surface for longer than 5 to 6 minutes, because as a detailer, a retired detailer, I think you're wasting time and money. Now, if you're combining that process, let's say you're foaming it on and then you're doing other jobs, that's fine. But then you also need to take into account what type of vehicle you're working on, the substrate that it's sitting on, how, what are the quality of the plastics? What is the quality of the plastics? What is the quality? How much chrome is there? Let's say, is it a, I don't know, is it a Hyundai as opposed to a BMW? Is it cheaper plastics or more expensive plastics? They're things you need to take into account when you're cleaning a vehicle.
Yeah, I liked what Eddie said. What'd you say? Not too thick, or too thick doesn't stick when you put that on the shirt. I think that's a Garage Therapy Collab merch waiting to happen.
Because we get a lot of things that we want thick. So Johnny, I guess walk me through this too, because I want to better understand this. Maybe the people are thinking it but don't know how to ask it. Is you say pre-wash, I say pre-wash is a full quote unquote double tap. What's a pre-wash by your definition? Is it what Johnny did when he sprayed, I think Decon, I don't know what the dilution was, 50 to 1 or whatever around the car? Is that considered a pre-wash? Or is it soap hitting the panel considered a pre-wash?
I'd basically say, look, for me, when I'm pre-washing a vehicle, snow foam in a vehicle, for me, is a very light way of removing soiling. It's a very light way of removing soiling when you're using it for a cannon, okay? Because it's going to be mixed with water through the pressure washer, right? So it's going to get diluted, so it's going to get aerated as well, right? So whenever you spray something on the vehicle that is a liquid, whether it comes in a trigger sprayer like this, or it comes in any sort of form of whatever you want to use it in, the concentration is going to be higher, which is hopefully going to have more of an impact to remove that initial sort of first round of dirt. So the pre-wash procedure is called pre-wash because obviously, like your dishwasher or your washing machine, heavy soiling, anything that heavy soiling, you would pre-wash something. If you're dealing with a ceramic coated vehicle, and it's been washed on a regular maintenance on a 2-week or 4-week process, then you probably get away with a rinse of the vehicle with the pressure washer, and then obviously move it straight into your snow foam, because Garage Therapy snow foam has a pH level of 12. So it does have a really good cleaning capability. And so that's why it gives it that really good understanding between using it in a trigger sprayer, you can use it to pre-wash with, instead of your citrus, which is more geared up for colder climates and those kind of whatever that sort of dirt is that time of year with the petroleum and all the other stuff that's sort of kicking up off the road. And so you're trying to really break down as much as you can before you go into the contact wash. So pre-wash is the pre-wash, right? So but the snow foam is your insurance. It's the bit that goes all over the vehicle that you can control in a faster process rather than spraying on with a trigger gun. Obviously, using it through a cannon is a lot more faster, a lot more efficient. And so there are kind of different ways that you can use snow foam V2 at higher concentrations. So if you're trying to process accelerate and cut time and you're sort of trying to make a judgment, then you don't have to use it at 1 to 9. You can also use it at 1 to 4. And so that will give you a lot more potency and a lot more power. And so it depends on how much water you're carrying on your van. There's lots of different situations from consumer to professional that are different. Most consumers are really going to spend more time on their cars than professionals because they're always a little bit more insecure, a little bit more worried, a little bit more cautious because they think they're going to do something wrong. Professionals are a lot more understanding when it comes to the chemical makeup of certain products and how they mix them up and how they put them together and how it's going to remove off the vehicle. So for me, if you're in doubt in anything you're trying to do, Decon is king because it will do everything for you, right? Because if you're a little bit worried, a little bit apprehensive, you don't know what type of dirt you're trying to remove, Decon is king. It trumps all cards. And so when you're trying to use citrus or whether you're trying to use snow foam, the great thing about citrus and snow foam from the garage therapy system is they can be used identical. So you can use citrus in a pump sprayer, you can use snow foam in a pump sprayer, you can use citrus in the snow foam cannon, you can also use snow foam obviously in the snow foam cannon more traditionally. And so you can also use citrus, which Jeff done on Improved Garage, as a contact wash. So but it just does depend. Jeff's car's never dirty, right? So it's always cleaning his car like 16 times a week for every video he does. So it's one of those situations where he could use it in that setting and it will still work because it actually has that lubricity. So one thing that Garage Therapy does well is try and cuts down your costing, how much it costs, because price per application is really important as well as a professional, as it is for the consumer. So if you are looking for an introduction to garage therapy, Decon is key. that went well.
100%.
Eddie, in reference to what is a pre-wash, I think that Jamie, you might want to mute Johnny while he's.
I did. I muted him.
Yeah, there we go. What is a pre-wash? Well, the simple answer is anything you do before you obviously contact wash the vehicle.
So it doesn't have to be foam, right? Because a lot of people think that a pre-wash is you go in, you foam it, you double tap it, you hit it with nothing else. That's a pre-wash. A pre-wash, what you're saying is simply put chemical on the surface and wash it off.
Correct. So one of the reasons why double tapping has become popular is there's a conception that you're getting more out of the chemical that you're laying on underneath, and whilst that may be true to a certain degree, what you're also doing when you're double tapping is you're laying on more detergent on the surface, and you're stopping the initial application of the detergent from drying out, therefore potentially allowing it to dwell for longer. Now, I personally would only double tap with the same product. So one of the processes that I enjoy is I will pre-treat the vehicle with our snow foam in a pump sprayer. I think that is a very versatile, powerful product that is incredibly safe. And I don't have to worry about it as much potentially as other detergents. And I'm also not trying to strip off protection or anything like that. So snow foam is a great maintenance product, and that's how we designed it. But I would then spray the same product over the top of it. And the reason why that's a good idea is because it's the same chemical going over the top. It's got a better propensity to mix up the initial layer into the new layer, as opposed to having two different chemistries, right? Where some surfactants might not play well with other surfactants, and there might be one product might have more alcohols in it as opposed to another product, etc., and they might not mix together as well as you think. So that's what I would do in that scenario. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I got a question for Johnny here too, because he just mixed up citrus.
Yeah, are we foaming some citrus?
Wait. So he pre-washed Decon. Citrus is now what wash process is this?
So to counteract what the guy was in my comment section was saying the other day about using citrus and then Decon shampoo over the top, which would be like most people like to double tap with citrus and then snow foam over the top, right? We can go into a little bit of that conversation a little bit, but that's on the Garage Therapy podcast channel, which is a really deep conversation about those kind of things. But just as a quick one, I've used Decon shampoo as a pre-spray, obviously, because I wanted to break down let's say heavy dirt. Let's pretend it's heavy dirt off the vehicle, right? I'll give it a good whack with 1 to 10, right? Now I can go in over the top with a citrus as my sort of snow foam borderline, it's my snow foam process, but I'm using citrus instead as the snow foam because it's part of the cleanse range. It's part of the zero range. So I know this car doesn't get washed regularly. I know that the rubbers, it's sat under trees. It's got organic matter all over it, right? Because there's just flowers and stuff. Where this car's kept, it's everywhere. So the dilution ratio for citrus is slightly different to snow foam. I would recommend 100 mils of citrus to 450 mils of water, right? And so that's a lot higher concentration, and you're probably going to eat through citrus a lot faster than you would just snow foam. But if you're trying to get work done faster, i.e. like remove organic matter, there might be birds, bug poo, all sorts of stuff on there that the Decon shampoo, the Decon process of pre-spraying a vehicle might not do, then obviously rinsing off the vehicle, then applying the citrus over the top is important. And also, I wanted to show you something different that you haven't seen before with using citrus in this setting, right? And so, as you can see behind me, I used it, as you can see how it's sitting now, I used it at the 1 to 9 ratio, right? So you can see it's still hanging around, it's quite flat, but the preferred dilution ratio for me is going to be 100 mils to 450 mils. So I want to show you what that actual consistency looks like using obviously the MTN foam cannon, which is something I really, really obviously recommend because of the single gauze in it rather than the MJJC double gauze, where we're just going to end up with so much foam that it's just going to dry out. And if you want to see the video on that, head over to my YouTube channel where I've done a comparison on basic snow foam. Because obviously, it's really important that you're not wasting money on your chemicals, if that makes sense, So let's show you what this actually looks like. Let's show you what it actually looks like through this cannon.
I have to mute you real quick.
Yeah, mute him up. He foamed Rinseless, he's foaming citrus, and he just foams everything in Garage Therapy Lane.
While he's doing that, let's answer some questions here so we can get this going. What's the best GT product for breaking down waxes, Maz?
Decon shampoo.
All right, Decon, you heard it here first. Can tire serum be used to recondition rubber seals, gaskets around the door?
Yes.
And boot?
Yes.
Great.
That is a common process in the UK, especially when winter comes and doors start sticking to the rubber seals on a car.
Maz, we're going to ask a question here, not to be controversial, but just so everyone knows that not everything is dilutable, so use it as intended. So I had functional doctor, I just call him Doc. So he used interior cleaner 1 to 10, which it does say in the bottle 1 to 10, but then he took Dash serum and started to dilute it like it was the Last Supper, and he was breaking bread for millions. What is your thoughts on Dash serum? Do we dilute that or use it neat?
No, it's a ready-to-use product, so use it neat.
All right, what else? Go ahead, Jamie.
So this was a good question. Citrus, like you think citrus, right? It is citrus, like itself is acidic, but the citrus products are alkaline products. Can you explain that, Maz, why that kind of happens?
Typically because alkaline, the delimining process when they extract the terpenes out of the whatever they're doing it from. I think it's like I think there's lots of different types of delimining in terms of how they extract it, and they use it then in a surfactant based cleaner. Then those surfactants will be alkaline based, which changes the alkalinity of the product effectively. So it's not like your lemon juice where that will be acidic. That's not delimining. That's just the citrus. I guess where people get confused upon is they're thinking, oh, it's the actual juice from a lemon. No, that's not the actual delimining.
We got another question here. Does the Decon have to be neutralized with the pH neutral shampoo for the contact wash, or it can be used as a standalone product?
Great question.
So you would know. So your neutralization process is done when you rinse the car. So I know that there's talk of various different pHs in various different processes from other brands, but we feel that the neutralization process with a pH neutral shampoo is not necessary because you're using the water to neutralize the product. So it's adding an extra step.
Maz is going around the car cleaning. Maz will come. I mean, not Maz. Or Johnny, we'll come back to you in a second. There's two more questions that need to be answered. What's the shelf life of all GT products?
Many years. Many years. If you store them correctly, you keep them out of direct sunlight or really hot environments, they will keep good for many years.
Jamie's screwed. He doesn't have no AC. He's got 300-degree weather.
Just keep it in a cupboard.
Yeah,
it'll be
in
fine.
my cabinet.
Yeah.
This one is a great question from Steve. Maz,
Oh, Steve.
you are saying to pre-wash with the pump spray, then foam, then rinse, or 2 times pump spray, rinse?
It always depends on the vehicle, what you're doing. So my personal process would be I would using a pump spray, I would pre-treat the vehicle, pressure wash it off, and then foam my detergent on. The reason why I do it that way is because I want to see how much the pre-wash has got off the vehicle before I go to the second step. Because I'm thinking about efficiency and speed. I'm not trying to prolong the process. So if my initial pre-wash with a pump sprayer works and does most of the job, and then I'll go straight to the contact wash. Now, look, we train detailers. Well, I train detailers along with our certification partners, and it's all about process and how quickly you can finish a vehicle at the highest possible quality outcome. I'm not a fan of duplicating processes for the sake of duplicating processes.
Johnny's wild. He goes from trim to the glass to the tires. He's scrubbing everything with this little brush. Johnny, what's your mindset right now? Where are we at? Talk to us.
Yeah, I mean,
did he call you honey, or what?
We talk about process accelerator quite a lot, right? And so when you're trying to process accelerate, there we are. I'm back. When you're trying to process accelerate, most detailers will actually sit there and have a cup of tea while this is going on. They've got their biscuit out, cup of tea, light up a cigarette. Eddie's got a cheeky cigar going on, right? So when it comes to this process now, you see a lot of people actually using. Try and hold that away from you. What you want to actually do is go around the areas which aren't painted surfaces, glass, rubbers, metal, anything that you can use with a brush that you can actually scrub down with citrus on is going to help you get that area of the vehicle done really nicely. Even the door shuts, fantastic. Get in there, and then when you've got this process done, you know that all that sort of clinged on dirt is going to be washed away before you go into the contact wash, which is the next process. And so I always say when it comes to washing a vehicle, just like Larry Kinsella, focus on the armpits first, door shuts, engine bays, runoff areas, rubbers, everything where dirt is going to stick to and cling to for a long time that probably has less protection on. Not many people protect their rubbers that often. Everyone protects the paint, but not the rubbers. So that dirt is going to cling for a long, long time. And so if you are really good and you're really up to speed and you love doing it, and you're using entire serum on your plastics, you're using it on door gaskets in those areas, then cleaning them down is going to be a little bit easier. But as you can see, look how long citrus is dwelled for. And I'd probably say from the podcast that me and Maz spoke about, it probably dwells for about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes longer than snow foam, which is probably around 5 minutes. So obviously you can see now it's still wetting, but it's got that nice lager. If you like a nice lager in the UK or even what you want to look for.
How you gonna leave us at lager and then lag out? What?
Oh. Allie's catching up to him.
You got me? You got me? So
hey Johnny, put your phone down because we're getting feedback. We're getting feedback with your phone.
Just set it back up.
Yeah, and then talk with me about lager because I'm thinking like, what are we doing? A pint of Guinness or what do you guys drink?
Citrus has some good dwell time. Look at it dwell back just
well,
20 minutes.
As long as my marriage, 18 years, bro.
Yeah. I'm impressed. I didn't know citrus was even phone. I didn't even try.
We've been on that paint since we had a black president.
Yep.
All right, Johnny, talk. Finish what you were saying. You were just feedback. So you're saying you want it to dwell.
Sorry, guys. So what you want it with the fact of citrus is what you've got the luxury of during the summer months is obviously the comparison between snow foam and citrus is if you've got a bigger vehicle and you're trying to get around it quicker, citrus will predominantly at that dilution ratio dwell for that little bit longer, right? So it's going to give you that extra, I wouldn't say an extra bit of bite because citrus and snow foam are they're cousins, but they're very different ends of the scale. One's got very high contents of delimonene, which is obviously citrus, and snow foam is the other one. But just in dwell times, citrus will just dwell around for a little bit longer. And obviously, you're using double the ratio when it comes to the snow foam. So you're using 100 mils to 450 mils of water compared to snow foam, where it's a bit more economical at 100 mils to 900 mils of water. So obviously, but one's a cleansing product, one's a maintenance product that's safe for all coatings, all coatings across the board. No matter what coat you use on your vehicle, snow foam's going to be way safer. Whereas citrus will break down stuff as it's part of the cleanse range. Go on, Maz, help me out on that one.
Yeah, so the main differences between citrus and snow foam is that the citrus is a majority of the delimonene, so the processed terpene that comes from orange peels and anything else that they decide to peel, and the snow foam is effectively the opposite of citrus, so it's sugar-based heavy, and with a little bit of delimonene in there. And the reason why the snow foam's got a little bit of delimonene is just to aid the degreasing power of it. And
yeah, if you're an American, you haven't tried, you didn't get that first hit of snow foam, that first go around when it restocks. I'm telling you right now, get you a bottle. It's a good time.
Yeah, and the way I like to think about it, just to make things nice and simple for everyone, is I prefer citrus in the winter and snow foam in the summer.
Okay, whoa! You just time out, Maz, because I just died inside. So citrus by itself, summer. So just say I'm washing my car, I get a customer recommend, right? I foam citrus on, spray it off like he's doing right now. Then I could come in and do my contact wash with my rinseless or a bucket soap.
Correct. But I would use citrus in the winter because of the delimonene itself is less temperature sensitive than surfactant based cleaners. So in the colder months, citrus actually performs better than your surfactant based cleaners. So that's one of the reasons why citrus was really popular in colder countries, because of that fact.
So what are your, can I add, sorry, and now that I have you, look, I got a lot of questions and
go for it. I'm here.
So I'm
always here for you, Eddie. Anything citrus, you need.
And this is only me because I want to ask it. So I'll look dumb forever online. I'll look stupid forever online. So I bought citrus and I have snow foam. Look, I have snow foam. If anyone wants to buy it, I have an eBay account. EC details. I'll sell it to you for triple the price. All right. So if I have citrus and I spray citrus on as a pre-spray, and then I snow foam on top of it, why do I have to do that if citrus is so good? Why not?
You don't.
So okay.
That's why we don't say to people to do that as a company.
See,
I know people like doing that. I know people like doing
citrus,
that. Yeah.
And he foams the snow foam, and then he gets decon, and he does something with decon. He's been using all the soaps at once, so I'm glad you cleared this up for the man.
Yeah. No, you don't. You don't need to do that. That each product has been designed to be, not to need another product to be effectively.
So pick your pre-wash and stick with it. Basically, if you like Snow Foam V2, use Snow Foam V2. Decon is king. Citrus.
Yeah, Eddie, to a certain extent, yeah, absolutely. So, look, it's beneficial for me to say, oh yeah, just have all of them, right, and use all of them, and there is absolutely a case for to have all three. Of course, there is. Like I said, Decon you can use to clean tires and alloy wheels. Decon will be a lot better at doing that than, let's say, the citrus, right? So there's a reason to have your Decon shampoo alone. Just that. Decon will also be far superior than snow foam and citrus to actually decontaminate and clean the paint, because Decon has got and here's something controversial for your listeners, because it does have sodium hydroxide in it, a very, very small amount in safe levels, and we use that to buffer the solution to maintain its alkalinity, right? Sodium hydroxide in itself, when used in the correct manner, right, is very deep cleaning, right? And because it's deep cleaning, that means it can clean the pores of the paint and or the coating very, very well, which is good for the coating. Now, where people get freak out is they're thinking of the cheap, not well formulated sodium hydroxide products, like your cheap alloy wheel cleaners, your cheap TFRs and stuff like that are dangerous, because they're using that one surfactant or that caustic soda, right, to do everything, right, and they're hitting it really hard. That's where it's dangerous. But with Decon shampoo, because we've got very smart chemists, we would say some of the best chemists on the planet, they formulate it correctly, so it is safe. And it's like having your coffee, right, and you're adding a little bit of like vodka to it to wake you up in the morning because you've had a heavy night out from the day before. I don't condone that, by the way, but it's using it in the right way can yield to having great results. So to answer your question, Eddie, to go on, why have the citrus if you've got Decon shampoo? Well, from a professional standpoint, I would say you don't really need citrus when you have Decon, because Decon is king. Now, where citrus comes in is, let's say you're Ryan, who lives in a hot climate, or you're Jeff, who lives in a hot climate, or you're Jamie, right? That's where I would say, right, you've got citrus or you've got snow foam. I personally would use citrus as your more powerful cleaner, not foamed, right, to do a quick pre-wash, and then rely more on the snow foam in his environment and do it that way. And that will reduce his costs and how concentrated he needs to make the products. In your environment, Eddie, where you've got the luxury of being able to wash inside, and you've got air conditioning, and you've got soft water, and you've got all of the tools on God's earth to do your cars, and you can afford to do a 48 stage process, right?
My body can't, Maz. I'm too fat for this. Come on, well, walk around.
Then you can, yeah, fine. You can use whatever combination of the products you want, depending on the vehicle. Do you need to do that? No, you don't need to do that, because you can use a really strong mix of citrus in the winter to get the job done, because it's a much more stable detergent because of that fact, and then use the snow foam in the more summer months.
Hey,
Johnny, what we
so just to conclude, because I know I'm babbling on here, but what we've done at Garage Therapy is we've analyzed how the different environments affect detailing, right? We've then looked at how different detailers in the UK and around the world detail their vehicles, and then we've created a system from it. And the beauty of the GT system is you can tailor the detergents to your environment and make yourself super efficient.
All right, Jamie, take it away. Thank you, Moss, for explaining that.
Look, my process is hammering out a car every day. I'm on the decon train. I'm deconning the world. Decon is indeed king. But if you got one car, you're washing it once a week, grab your little citrus for wintertime, grab you some snow foam for summertime. That'll tickle your fancy for sure.
The people want to know, Johnny, when you're done foam towning, what are you using on that right now? So you did citrus, you did decon. What are you doing? Did we unmute him? Johnny.
Decon shampoo.
Decon shampoo. Is that what you said?
Grazie. Te amo con todo mi corazón.
So
where are we at in the process, sir?
So I wanted to give you a little bit of a yin and a yang, right? So the fact is now is that on my conversation earlier, I was talking about why I would use the MTM 22.2, right? And so I wanted to get the perfect settings for this product to do its work as a pre-wash. So now, obviously, the pre-wash we've done in different combinations. You can use citrus, you can use snow foam, you can use Decon shampoo. But obviously, with this car, it's obviously flat. There's no protection on it. It's due to have another machine polish. It's ready to have a top up and protection. So the people out there that absolutely went mental in my comments about the MJJC, saying, you're wrong, Johnny, you're wrong. Well, now you can have your day in the sun, my boys, because the MJJC is fantastic for GT shampoos. So when you use Decon shampoo now as the contact wash, look at of that product as it went on. So there's a big difference I wanted to show you between the MJJC and the MTM is the thickness and the stuff we're talking about thick don't stick. So when it comes to that thickness now, shampoo is slightly different to snow foam and citrus is it doesn't foam up as much. And so when you're using it through the MJJC, that double gauze fitment that you've got in there, the two gauzes with the little patch between the middle, that huge that huge shampoo. Look at the way that's sitting around now. Look at the way that's sitting off the paint. And so for people like me out there that do love saving on water, because water's expensive right now, it's gone up another 90p. Look at the way that lager-like look for shampoo is doing its thing. And so now I've got my rinse buckets, and I'm going to give you a really, really, really good tip that I haven't done on my YouTube channel yet. And that is, if you really want to maximize your rinse bucket, just use 5 ml of Garage Therapy Rinseless in your rinseless bucket, and you are loving life. You can mix the two. You can have your shampoo bucket. If you want to do a 1 bucket, feel free. Whatever you want to do is your process. It's up to you. Process is all about your process. As you can see from the situation with what I've done with the chemicals, this 3-5 method, you can see that we've got some really, really, really great results here. So I feel very, very cool now that I can go into this with my Garage. Look at the size of that wash pad, by the way. Just say that's like the Rock's bicep. It's absolutely massive. To use this now as the contact wash, we're now ready, and I feel so safe that pre-wash procedure we've done now. I mean, you can have a look at the wheels, have a look at the vehicle. It looks. I mean, most of my customers, when they turn up at this point to just drop something off, think I've finished the car. That's how clean it looks, and so that's really where I feel so safe now to go and do.
But so you say you foamed on Decon, and then what's in the bucket?
What's in the bucket is 5 ml of Garage Therapy Rinseless.
I just wanted you to say that. I just wanted you to say that.
My shampoo is already on the vehicle, right? So I don't need to rinse. I only need my buckets to rinse. I don't need my buckets to apply shampoo. Because look at the concentration factor compared to the two. You've got what? 30, let's say 60 mils in the on the dilution ratio for a Decon wash with garage syrupy Decon shampoo, right? You could knock it back to probably 15 to 20 for just a maintenance wash if you wanted to, just a real light thing. But like this process here, applying shampoo straight onto the vehicle is unfortunately more cost effective, but on the flip side, a lot more fun and a lot more faster to apply the shampoo all over the vehicle in one sweep, if that makes sense, and letting it do its work while you're sat there.
While Johnny's doing this, I want to do a giveaway here. Look, I looked on the inventory, so I'm gonna give away what I got. So if you're looking for shampoo, wheel shampoo, everything that he just talked about, I have a couple citrus left. So I'm going to do a bundle of what I would use as a hybrid wash. I'm not saying this is, GT approved. This is what Eddie would use. Citrus and Rinseless, Garage Shampoo Rinseless. It's touched by God. If you haven't used it yet, it's acidic base. That's my opinion, by the way. My opinion, because, everyone gets weird. So we're going to give away a citrus, a rinseless wash hybrid. This will be a hybrid wash kit, and all you have to do is ask the question. First person in chat that we see gets it. So if you email us, be like, I was first, I'm gonna look at you real weird. Jamie asked the question.
I got a question for you. I've got a question for the giveaway. What was the title of my podcast on the House of Rags?
Oh, that's a good question. He spoke first person. And it can't be just like, you can't half-ass it either. I'm going to need the actual title, like full title.
While that's coming in, Maz, is GT Rinseless surfactant or polymer heavy?
Surfactant. But we actually, there are some surfactants that come under the polymer category.
See, everyone thinks that surfactants are just surfactants, and there's not a polymer that has surfactant. Look, guys, I'm going to give you the recipe for any rinseless wash. Dilute it properly. All right. Who's got the answer? Who's got the answer in chat?
I just want to... I think it's worth talking just a very small bit on Rinseless. Our philosophy on the Rinseless is we want the panel to be clean. So there's one thing... having lots of lubrication on the surface and having loads and loads and loads of slip, right? And just moving the dirt around and obviously picking up the dirt with the solution. There's another thing actually cleaning the panel so that it feels clean to the touch. So one of the things that when I saw Eddie first use the product is he was obviously really impressed with the cleaning power of the product and its ability to encapsulate the dirt with his dunking, towel flipping, incredible camera work stuff that he was doing. I didn't know that was possible, but now I do, thanks to Eddie, right? Method and another reason is that people don't just use Rinseless to obviously just clean a vehicle. They'll use Rinselesses to take off polishing oils. They'll use Rinselesses to clean interiors. They'll use Rinselesses to clean textiles, plastics, glass. So our point of view is that when you go towards a polymer heavy rinseless wash, you're almost doing an injustice to the cleaning process. That's GT's point of view. Everyone's got their own.
Well, and that's what I like about yours is that yours is actually the dilution on the back are real good. By the way, Dark Dragon 1, email Jamie at the house. Email Jamie at thehouseofrags.com. Jamie's got my back. He's at a coffee shop, everybody. So he's looking real weird. But hey, Garage Shampoo Rinseless, if you haven't used it yet, real good. Real good. It could be diluted 128 all the way to 385 to 1 or 384 to 1. Super slick. It is acidic by nature. Needed that for a reason to tackle different organics, and it does clean real good, and it releases dirt on the microfiber real good. And we learned from Johnny's video that you can actually foam it on if you're down with the sickness. You know, if you want a little foam on.
Unbelievable. Something that Maz hasn't done yet.
No. I did it, but I didn't want to do a video on it, so Maz didn't get pissed. Like, I didn't create this like this, bro. And then I was like, I was gonna YOLO it. I want to do one more giveaway here from the Garage Therapy line. DMS shampoo
Lord.
is one of those things that we do not talk about that I feel like is a sleeper product. We're going to give away a DMS shampoo. It's their acidic shampoo. You'll use that when, Maz. When and why did you create that product?
So I'm going to take credit here. I'm sure when I said the word demineralization, it wasn't a word. I thought I made it up. Yeah, so DMS is demineralization shampoo, and the clues in the name is that you get, with regular washing, with driving your vehicle in the rain, with just water in general, you get minerals, and those minerals build up on the surface. You also pick up sodium chloride, magnesium chloride from the roads, depending on where you live and how the roads are maintained, etc. And that film needs to be removed by an acid. Not just an alkaline cleaner won't do that, because alkaline cleaners mainly tackle organic materials, right? And it won't tackle the lime scale effectively that builds up on the surface. There's that mineral build up on the surface. So the reason why DMS was created was, obviously we already have a water spot remover that does
it's same real good, thing, by the way. It's real good.
Yeah, that is incredibly powerful, and there's a story to that, and I'll tell what the story to that is off camera, and then we'll see whether it's worth relaying in a future video. What people aren't willing to do with a water spot remover is, during their decontamination process, is they don't realize that you can use it on a vehicle when it's wet, depending on how wet it is. You don't want a vehicle like that where it's saturated and the water's really hydrophilic on the surface. And you can use it to agitate on the surface and leave it to really break down that mineral buildup. But people just don't want to use a water spot remover in that way. They're used to using it in the more traditional way of using a water spot remover, i.e. spray it on the surface, let it dwell, wipe it off, etc. So we created a shampoo that people can incorporate into their monthly or bi-monthly maintenance programs to deal with a mineral buildup on the surface.
That's one of those things that I want to give away. Jamie asked a question. Giveaway time. Giveaway time. Pay attention.
A good acid wash. What are the products that Johnny put under all 4 tires? What are those called?
Rim mats.
Oh no.
Maz, you win some demineralization shampoo. We'll send one your way.
Maz gave it away. No. Oh man. Oh man.
No, let's go back to Johnny. Yeah, this water's looking awfully flat, Johnny. You got something to fix this or what? Okay, let me unmute you. Hold on. Okay, you're unmuted.
So you guys, welcome back. Thanks a lot for coming back. So this is something that's recently. You're getting all the nuggets before I get the videos out here. I'm literally getting it all out there. So I'm trying to hold back here, but Maz, I have to open up his head sometimes and try and get this knowledge out sometimes, dig it out. And so spray and rinse sealants aren't something that are in the garage therapy liner as of yet, right? So what do you do when you've got a flat car or something you need protection on? So from my experiences, I've had numerous conversations with Maz about Sigma. Now, for some people out there with Sigma, depending on their paint system, they might find it quite difficult they might get some high spots, they might get some streaking with it, right? Now, for me, that's a great feedback for me as a professional that I know that this product's got some muscle, right? But I want to talk about it just quickly, that when you see streaking on panels, it normally will come from a contaminated car, the car that's got contamination, right? Because whenever you apply waxes or sealants to cars that have got contamination on, that's where you're going to have issues with it. When you've got a nice, freshly prepped surface that's been machine polished and protected, machine polished and panel wiped, you'll find that these products go on like a dream, So it depends on what it is. But there have been some little fiddly paints I've worked with that have been a bit naughty, and why Quick Detailer is what it says on the tin, very, very fast, very, very quick. And Sigma is that hybrid between CS and Quick Detailer.
Hey, don't use Sigma. We don't have it in stock. Use Detailer. We got like 3 left. Don't use Sigma.
I'm going to.
Okay.
But my point is, when it comes to Sigma, okay, a little from Maz is that when the car's wet, if you was to just spritz a little bit of Sigma on, now that's way too much. Sorry, Maz, that's way too much. Right, I only need a couple of sprays. Calm down.
A little bit, and he does like 8 sprays on it.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? I forgot what products out of my hand then, right? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, you'll start seeing that breaking that down. And so what's going to happen is that's going to give you a really nice base layer for when you dry the vehicle off, okay? And then you want to apply it by hand manually as it is intended, right? And so you can just go in with your very stylish GT drying towel, by the way. And by the way, I hate drying towels, hate them. Right, I use Spotless water, and I use blow dried. Well, I don't even blow dry cars sometimes, but to be fair, but this towel, I'll do a video on it because I'm not going to waste the time because I could be there all day. But basically,
how in the world you got Spotless water in the UK is what I want to know.
Mate, we're not in Africa, bruv. we do have like
he's got Spotless water. Where you got your Spotless water at, dog? Because I have a whole setup. I don't have a Spotless water system.
It's literally 500 yards that way. I'm so lucky it's on my doorstep.
So in the UK, we have a company called Spotless Water, and they have these huge tanks where you can go and tap your card on there and fill up your tanks full of DI water.
UK does it different, dude. You know, the last time I had Spotless water is when I went to a store and paid $8 for a Fiji.
Can I just show you how tight that pile is, by the way? That is
pretty sure Fiji has minerals in it.
I can't sell it, so I don't care. I don't have it. Show me the Quick Detailer.
Right. So moving on to Quick Detailer now, you can see how quickly that is. That's primed, prepped, and fantastic. And if you've seen my video on my YouTube channel and Instagram on my shorts, you'd see these are the alloy wheels that I did panel wipe, tire serum, and I used Sigma to wash this. So when I was showing you on camera me jet washing these wheels down, that was done 3 weeks ago, and you can still Sigma literally on alloy wheels. You guys know when you spray protections on alloy wheels how they don't really last that long, but Sigma, it's an absolute brute. So
Johnny, show them the trick with Quick Detailer.
I'm coming, mate. Right.
Johnny's like, I'm trying to explain. Everyone's telling me to work. Sorry, Johnny. Everyone, shout out to Johnny today. He's not feeling good, and he's still doing all the work. So, Johnny, thank you for
I can barely bend over, but I'm doing it. So,
yeah, thank you so much.
The other night I went to the car wash, right? And I had a little chat with Maz, about 7 hours that day. And we were talking about spray and rinse sealants, different products, different chemicals. And he said, well, why don't you use Quick Detailer? Why don't you spray it on and leave it for 10 seconds and then rinse it off? And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, just try it. He doesn't literally tell you what the answer is. He goes, go try it and tell me what you think. So I was like, okay, there's me 2 o'clock in the morning at the local garage, at the local car wash, doing a video at 2 in the morning with Quick Detailer as a thing. And this is what happened.
Wait, get closer. Bring me in.
Oh, no. I'm coming. You know, we talked. Show you some. Get me over, yeah?
What about the spray and rinse Quick Detailer? Oh, you gotta get muted.
No way. Rinse aid?
Right, let's give it 10 seconds. Can we just enjoy that smell for a minute? The fragrance of QD is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. It smells insane. Oh, no way.
Oh, and by the way, why don't we do it on glass as well?
Bring me in. Bring me in. Get closer. Get closer. There we go.
And then watch how quickly I can mop this up. Look.
Holy crap. My lord.
Very nice.
That's as hydrophobic as the Diddy party.
Look, just. Yeah.
Wait, there's more. What else can quick detail do?
Okay,
That detail is wild, dude.
Yeah, I really like quick detail a lot. Maz, what's the protection on quick detailer? About a week? Next wash?
1 to 2 weeks. I mean, it depends on your environment. If it's a dry, if you get a lot of dry weather, it will last longer purely because it's not as harsh.
Yeah, I really like the new era of quick detailers we've gotten into where we're not worried about longevity. Like we've gotten to the point where almost everyone can ceramic coat their cars. So it's like, why do our quick detailers need to last over,
Nah, it's
whatever.
not a quick detailer then, is it?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I like this new era.
Bro, did you see the beating it brought to the freaking body, bro?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this car was flat.
That was as flat as my ex-girlfriend. A long time ago. I've been married for 18 years. Hey, I celebrated my anniversary.
You get a lot better water behavior if it was done on a dry panel and then you pressure rinsed it off.
Makes sense.
That's an insight into the brand right there, right? Where Maz is just still itching with it. His feet are itching. No, you can't take the detailer out of Maz. You can't. You might run a product company, but you cannot take the detailer out of Maz. Love you, mate.
Yeah, actually, I was reaching out to you. So are you gonna spray more quick detailer for the dry and aid, or are you just going in dry?
No, so the way that the if you just mute him there, please, Eddie.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Where's that coming from?
Oh, we gotta change the camera. There we go.
There we go. Right. The way that so it contains nanochemistry in there, and the way that the nano particles react with the surface is that they work off the positive and negative charge of the panel. So as soon as they contact the panel, they start bonding to the surface. So what you'll find even with this method is that the paint will feel slick, even though you haven't wiped it in anyway. So adding more product over the top, yeah, fine. It may feel a little bit better, but it's not really gonna. You're not doing it really for protective purposes. You're doing it for speed, right? And just giving the car a little bit of a gloss up. Now, this is one of the reasons why we haven't developed a spray and rinse product, because RQD can do a spray and rinse type task. Now, we've never talked about it or advertised it, and not a lot of people knew about it up until a year ago, and the product's been out for 3-4 years now. And the reason for that is that I personally believe that applying the product onto a dry panel and working it in is a lot more effective in terms of what it can do to clean the panel, protect it, the gloss, than applying it wet or in the method that Jonny applied. However, when you have when you're maybe a mobile detailer, or you're short on time and you just want to give the car a quick top up, this is a method to do that quite effectively. And you don't get the same associated problems with spray and rinses, like you get those streaks or those build up of high spots with the spray and rinses when they dry. You don't really get that.
So can I do this way, just like you said, and come back and just spray on Sigma on top of it, or is that a waste of time?
Yes, you can do that. In fact, it will actually make the application of Sigma easier to do that.
Boom.
Nugget. My back.
You're back.
Cool. That is something that's coming out as well. There's more content coming out, and that is obviously the way that GT protection's so compatible with each other, and the fact that you're going to see very soon coming out is where I'm going to be taking this car and doing CS as a base, topping with Sigma, and then literally that final gloss white with quick detailer. I can't wait to show you the results of those three stacked together. I mean, it will literally, wax will be dead after this. You will literally not want to use a wax again because it's literally the protection, the quality. That's not to say that GT wax, Alpha wax is great, but the ease of process, the longevity of the product, the way they combine themselves together, the chemistry, stacking those three together is going to be great. And obviously make sure you always have to make sure that your stoutest product is the one that touches the surface first. If you are to go around with Sigma and then try to put CS on top, you know, your base layer is always your primary layer.
Look, everyone, so we're coming up to an hour and a half mark. Just gonna tap in here. We have a huge restock coming. of GT. It's on its way. I'm assuming beginning of August, middle of August. Then we have the GT launch coming right after that in gallons. Or I say gallons, I'm American. 5 liters will be coming to the US. It will be hitting Canada. Everything's in motion the right way. So there's a huge restock. So everything that you saw in this video that you couldn't use, just remember, she's real. Okay, this is not a blow up doll. GT's real. It is coming. But if you haven't yet, we do have citrus left if you want to try it. And then we do have glass cleaner. I mean, the rest of the stuff is out. So, we have a quick detailer we didn't sell already. So just FYI, a huge restock coming. It is on the water. It is here. We'll be launching trim the same time. And then the garage therapy launch is right after.
Any other questions, guys?
A couple more to wrap us up. We got a difference real quick between the CS, Sigma, and QD.
It's a good question. You're muted. Maz, you're muted.
Sorry. Ceramic sealant has got an SiO2 base in there, and other additives, polysiloxanes. Polysiloxanes. Sorry, I'm thinking of coatings there. And Sigma has similar polysiloxanes, so silicon dioxide for people, and the nanochemistry from the QD in there as well, and a unique additive in there that we source in from Germany that only we use as well. In there, there's a bit of random bit of information, and the QD is a cleaning nanochemistry in there, so that's a quick differentiators between the two. So quick roundup: CS is a silicon dioxide base. Sigma is a nanochemistry / silicon dioxide mix, and the QD is effectively nanochemistry in there. So mixture of siloxanes and polymers.
Yeah. And then to wrap us up, there was a lot of people wanting some GT merch. When are we gonna we might have to get this merch on the move. What you got over there, Maz? You got any shirts?
We used to have hoodies, we used to have shirts, we have dabbled in caps, but our focus has always been on the chemicals and chemistry. We weren't that focused on marketing and branding. That's going to change now. We're working with you guys and we're working with Japan. So we have a lot of different designs that Roger's done. So for people who don't know, Roger is my business partner, is the other half of GT. He is a structural engineer, is very good with CAD and things like that. So he's designed loads of new shirts and everything like that we're working on. And what we'll probably do, Eddie, is we'll probably share some of those designs with you so you can get them made maybe
that
at your
works.
end.
Yep. That'd be awesome.
And we'll get
And then
look,
we gotta
no
have the
disrespect.
collab shirt going.
We'll
Yeah.
get fat people sizes too. Not that you're fat if you're above 2X because you could be large. But what have we learned is
Eddie, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, man.
I know, but the size is not. We got smalls on the shirt because Jamie's like, no, just get smalls. Everybody,
Nah,
we're
I
gonna
didn't
get
say.
smalls.
Nah, I didn't.
We'll
I didn't
get
say
large.
that.
And the hate mail I got, being the fat person, the second part is, how come you don't have grown men shirt? I'm like, bro, there's a difference. There's a difference between what
Big
we
bag status.
see. Big bag. Part 2.
Oh man, that is funny. Well, it's gonna wrap us up, fellas. Johnny, again, thank you so much for we did wash the whole car.
I was just gonna say, with my YouTube channel, if anyone wants to post any questions to me for videos they want tailored to their answer questions, hit me up. I'll make a video for you.
Go subscribe. He's foamed the Rinseless. He's tested foam cannons with GT soaps. Which one's preferable? That kind of deal. Johnny does all kind of good stuff over there. So go check him out. Where can they find the GT podcast again?
Right there, on the GT.
Yep, Garage Therapy
Review
YouTube channel, Johnny Shields podcast. I think he's on Spotify and all other apps as well. And I think Omni Garage done a podcast with me. I think it's going up on your channel soon, right? As well.
Yes. There was an error. It was supposed to go up last week. It got glitched out somehow, so I'll have it up tomorrow with Maz and the Omni Boys. You got a Facebook group?
It's in chat.
We do actually. Yeah, we do. However, I do encourage people to go on the Thor discussion group and talk GT there because I check that as well. So,
boom. Come join us. Facebook. Bring all your garage therapy questions. They're in there.
My last update, Jamie, before we leave. If you email and ask me where GT is at again, I answered it here 90 times. It is on the way. We're looking at a big restock. It's going to Canada. It is going to Amazon, and we are getting gallons. It's coming.
All right. I'm gonna go buy some sinus medication. That's all we got on this week. Thanks, Maz. Thanks, Johnny. Again, thank y'all so much. Appreciate y'all. Get better, Johnny. All right. We'll see y'all next week.